Charles Purcell presents.
The pithy quote. I despise the pithy quote. It is inherently vulnerable to wrong or self-serving interpretations. What are the facts behind America's political divide? An in-depth, comprehensive, exhaustive, multi-dimensional, multi-decade study by sociologists, historians, political scientists, philosophers, and a long list of scholars from numerous disciplines set out to determine the nature of the right-left political divide in the United States. Their findings? The so-called right has been dead wrong about virtually everything since before the nation's founding. From native genocide and slavery to national expansion, economic policy, industrial policy, regulation of new technologies, issues of war and peace, civil rights, and up to and including today's so-called culture wars. Their conclusion? The American people could have saved a mountain of pain and heartache by just listening to the left from the first place and rejecting the ridiculous, racist, self-serving right-wing policies completely and permanently wrong from the very beginning. You know what I just love about TikTok? When somebody posts a clip from a movie or a TV series, people ask the name of the movie or series, and other commentators not only refuse to provide the name of the movie or series, but they post insulting, sarcastic responses. That's one thing I just love about TikTok. I have become the alien in the thought experiment. Things I don't understand about human behavior and culture because I'm old and a hermit. I am basically the alien in the thought experiment. Explain it to me like you would explain it to an alien. It is good to love many things. It is good to love many things, for therein lies strength. And whosoever loves much performs much, and can accomplish much. And what is done with love is well done. Vincent van Gogh. Complicity. For a long time, I was in blissful ignorance of my own participation in the evil system. I longed for and worked for success. But once I realized my own complicity, I could no longer dream of success even in the arts or politics, let alone financial success. For to be successful in the system, one must profit from the injustices of the system. And to profit from the system by necessity perpetuates the system. From this indelible fact, there is no escape. Unwilling to be an accomplice and unwilling to surrender, one is left with a single option: to be a revolutionary. No system that requires the participation of the people should be too complex for the people to understand it. Compromising with violent fascists is fucking stupid. I have two problems with the Ten Commandments movie. Number one, Moses should have just kept the whole I'm a Hebrew thing secret, taken the throne of Egypt, and freed the slaves. And second, why did the slaves have to leave the city they built? They should have stayed right where they were, with reparations and equal rights. Converting the infrastructure after the revolution. I won't be satisfied until every mansion, every super yacht, every upscale retail mall, every mega church, every private island and coastline are converted to housing and centers of culture for all. The wall of logos. I am proud to say that never, not once, have I posed for a picture in front of a wall of logos. It's about equality. If capitalism created equality, I'd be a capitalist. If socialism created equality, I'd be a socialist. But as far as I can figure, no system that equates money with power, which both capitalism and socialism maintain, can ever work to achieve equality. That's why I ultimately landed on social anarchism. Being forced into a game that you don't want to play. Born into a world you didn't ask for, but forced to play the game in order to eat. I don't understand people who stand and sing along at concerts. Would you stand and sing along at a recital? At a kid's recital? At the opera? Would you stand up and recite dialogue at live theater? To be or not to be? The worst people in the world. People who put lamps, vases, pictures, or knickknacks on top of books. The worst people in the world. Up to. These two words together, up to. It's an out. Lose up to 7 pounds. Save up to $100. Yeah, it could also be zero. My profession, my wares. To learn or discover that which advances truth. This is my sole profession. To express any possible revelation that may result through art and rhetoric. These are my only wares. I have zero interest, in fact, I hold complete disdain in the idea of selling my wares for money. Whatever I am blessed to create, I am morally obliged, humbled, and happy to give freely. Information, knowledge, technology, wisdom, progress, and Moore's Law. For those who seek wisdom and progress, it is time to factor a variation of Moore's Law into the equation as an inevitable. Rather than try to outpace technology, that race is lost. We must seek to advance wisdom and progress not in competition with technology, but despite it. How? Defeat the oligarchs and institute democracy. As long as advancing technology benefits the rich, we are doomed. Only under a functioning democracy, where people rule over profits, will technology be the tool and not the master. I liked it better when everybody on TV was beautiful. High definition doesn't help either. Also Zoom. No hair and makeup. Sometimes the face is out of focus and the books behind them are in focus. I never hear what they're saying because I'm too busy trying to read the book titles. Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol got it wrong. It's not up to rich people to choose which poor people to help. Money shouldn't have that power. And Tiny Tim should have had access to universal fucking health care. A belated happy 95th birthday? I saw a social media post wishing a famous celebrity a belated happy 95th birthday. Belated. Here's a rule. The older the birthday person is, the more you should try to be on time with your birthday wishes. Money breaks your brain. Poor people get stupid. Rich people get mean. I advocate for the abolition of money. But how will you get everyone to agree to abolish money? Well, we got everyone to agree with money. That's what systems are, agreements. The next system will present its own contradictions, which we will have to face. Hopefully, the process leads us to progress. Holding on religiously to one system halts evolution and spins us into devolution. I'm a systems guy. Systems matter. Marx and Hegel were right about the dialectic. Faking natural. TV and video presenters. It's fine to sound natural when reading from the prompter, but it is not okay to pause, look up, and pretend you're just now thinking of what to say next. We all know you're reading from a prompter. Michelle Obama does a similar thing. She does a purposeful stutter to sound natural, but it comes off as a bad high school forensics competition. I first noticed this as a kid watching Dick Clark on American Bandstand. He was the classic offender. It appears now, according to social media, that half of all Americans are neurodivergent introverts. The other half are extroverted narcissists, and every couple has one of each. My religion? I call it horizonism. The line between what we know and what we don't know. I believe there is something beyond the horizon, but I can't prove it. The line will change over time, as it has through the history of scientific discovery. It's fun to speculate about what lies beyond. The belief is not in what is beyond the line. The belief is that something is beyond the line. March 17th, 2044. Elaine and Kramer get married. In Season 5, Episode 17 of Seinfeld, The Wife, aired March 17th, 1994. Jerry's girlfriend poses as his wife for a dry cleaning discount. Elaine gets mixed signals from a guy at the gym. George pees in the shower. Kramer meets his new girlfriend's family. Kramer and Elaine agree that if both are still single, they'll get married in 50 years. And that date, March 17th, 2044. Animal nicknames. How many animal nicknames can you think of? I can only think of 3. The hippopotamus, we call a hippo. The rhinoceros we call a rhino, and the alligator we call a gator. They're the only animal nicknames I can think of. Are there others?
Congress will come to order. The gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to call for a vote on H.R. 383. Having passed all 16 relevant committees and subcommittees, and with impact reports filed and approved in no less than 47 federal agencies, showing the efficacy and dire need for said legislation, the No Laws Bill.
Without objection.
The No Laws Bill, once enacted, will expunge any and all state, federal, and local laws and will prohibit the proposal and or passage of any further laws, either by federal, state, and or local authority, which will in any form, manner, or procedure allow and or deny any private citizen, public and or private entity the right to allow and or deny any other private citizen, public and or private entity from engaging in or refraining from any and all commerce, trade, contracts, travel, procedure, activities, expression, hobbies, and or pastimes, whether or not enumerated in the bill, whether now or in the future. The No Laws Bill recognizes and codifies the long-needed power of this institution on behalf of the American people to put a sock in it. Once the no-law bill is the no-law law, long-suffering Americans will be unchained from the shackles of oppressive regulation and finally realize the promise of true freedom. Pure, unadorned lawlessness as Providence intended. I call for unanimous consent, followed by the dissolution of this body.
The call for unanimous consent. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? The law is passed. This body is dissolved.
The song Labor of Love by Carsey Blanton. This episode of Charles Purcell Presents is available right now wherever you find your podcasts, or go to the website charlespurcell.com for the full archive and all the other series in the podcast family. Follow me on Facebook, write to me at charlespurcell@gmail. Thanks to our flagship terrestrial station, River West Radio, riverwestradio.com. Theme music composed and performed by Peter Donalds. From the New Arts and Media Studios in Milwaukee, I'm Charles Purcell.
This portion of today's programming brought to you by people who think they know things. Wondering if you are neurodivergent? Should you have more protein at breakfast? Where exactly did COVID come from? Is America really becoming socialist Venezuela? Ask people who think they know things. Your friend at work, the woman next to you in line at the coffee place, the guy your sister brought to the family picnic, your other friend at work. People who think they know things. They have all the answers.